Hey everyone, I'm Tim Ackles. I'm Vice Chair of the Georgia Public Service Commission, and it's Thursday in Georgia. And you know how you know that, Faith?
We're live on Community Focus.
We're live on Community Focus as we travel around the state of Georgia and introduce friends to our fantastic cities throughout the state. And today we are in
Social Circle. Oh, he froze. We're in Social Circle this morning, which is very close to my hometown of Covington. I live in New Bern, and most of the people on the call with me are friends of mine, really good friends of mine. So we'll start with Theodosia Wade. She's going to be our clean energy guest. And she is not in Social Circle right now. Theodosia, where are you coming to us from?
Yes, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. Sunny, warm today. Beaches are great. Wish you were here. Yes, but I'm gonna. Can I go ahead and talk, Faith, about my thing?
No, ma'am. We'll come back to you in just a minute. We're just saying hey to everybody.
Okay. Well, hello.
Good morning. And then we have Angela Clegg from Masters Touch Recreational Riding.
Good morning.
Hey, Angela.
Hi, how are y'all? So glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. And then Lindsay Jones is coming to us from A Child's Voice CAC, which is where I used to work.
Yep.
And she does forensic interviewing. She does interviews with children who have been victims or witnesses to crime. And we are happy to have her on. So I'm going to go ahead and move everybody except for the mayor and Sergeant Dreher with the Social Circle Police Department to the green room, and we'll talk to the mayor and the sergeant here for just a few minutes. Commissioner, are you back with us?
Hey, I'm back with you. My entire laptop crashed, so like Angela, I'm going to be on my iPhone today. Hey, Mayor, how's it going out there?
It's great, Tim. Thank you for having us this morning.
Yeah, I've been coming to Social Circle all my life, really. My family had a farm in Henry County on the South River, and just across the South River is Newton County. So we were back and forth over there, cattle auctions, different things. My granddad bought that farm back in 1942, but I-20 really has been a game changer for your city, hasn't it?
Yes, sir, it really has. In Newton County, out towards 278, what we call Stanton Springs, the growth out there is phenomenal and expected to be even better over the next couple of years. Speaking with you earlier, we've got a couple of great economic development directors. One in Newton is Sarah Hall. Walton County is Shane Short. Both of them do an excellent job in bringing industries into the town, and they do also help us with commercial. So we're excited, very excited about the Newton County side and what that will bring to us in not just industrial growth, but commercial, industrial, and residential. So we are extremely excited about the Newton County portion.
What about the lakes out there just a little east of you, and then the Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta? Is that close enough that they have some impact on your community?
Not so much. I mean, Augusta is probably about 100 miles east of us, so we don't get much of an impact from that particular event. But the lakes, they play a good part in what we do here.
You also have Hard Labor Creek State Park not too far from Social Circle. So I know when I've stayed down there at Hard Labor Creek, y'all are the next closest civilization to get meals and things.
That's right. You're right, Faith. And by the way, Faith, it's nice to meet you, although virtually we've spoken a number of times. It's good to see you this morning.
It's nice to meet you too, Mayor. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I guess Social Circle is a pretty safe place to live in. We've got one of your sergeants here. I hope we're not, having a crime spree while he's on our call. Cole, one, thank you for serving. But you've been in law enforcement for some time, and you've seen some really neat things come out of it. Tell us about that. One of those first cases that you worked.
Yes, sir. So one of my first calls that I got to go on when I was even in training still was an actual hit and run with a drunk driver. In that, I got to go through the whole process of locating the driver all the way up to the actual sentencing. In that, the victim was actually life-flighted on the scene, taken by helicopter for medical. And I got to be there at the sentencing when the mother was hugging me and letting me know, she was grateful for our ability to get justice for her and her family.
It's pretty amazing that they survived that accident, isn't it?
Yeah. Technically, because he was actually where he was in the back seat of that minivan, had he been in any other position, he actually wouldn't have been survived.
Wow, that's incredible. So tell us about, not only do you work with the City of Social Circle Police Department, but you are also on the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, correct?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm what they call a traffic network coordinator.
Okay. And what does that do?
So there's actually 16 networks throughout the state, and what we basically do is try to raise awareness and any kind of enforcement and education through the national campaigns that are hosted by NHTSA, such as you've probably heard a couple of them: Click It or Ticket, Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over, and currently we're in what they call Operation Southern Shield, and that's a speed enforcement.
So don't speed.
Hey,
Correct. Don't do it.
I'm driving to Savannah today, and I know I was coming back from there last weekend speaking at the Georgia Mining Conference, and there were a lot of law enforcement out. So, praise the Lord for cruise control so, as we go down 16. So, Cole, we always feature a human trafficking element, a nonprofit that works to combat human trafficking, and we'll have that in just a second. But are you guys getting special training from GBI or others from the department, from the sheriff's department? Has there been an emphasis kind of ramped up with local police departments over the last couple of years on that?
Yes, sir. There is, and there's so many different agencies that are trying to put forth effort in training and education of human trafficking. A lot of times, especially like in our traffic networks, some of the stuff that we put out there's monthly meetings that are held throughout the different regions. So ours starts all the way from Rockdale and goes all the way to Jones and Baldwin County.
Wow.
In that, which is
that's
huge.
A big range.
It's 21 agencies. So in there, we host these monthly meetings. We actually have an hour or so of training, and that training can be on any topic. And we try to get current things that are issues so that we can educate these officers who agency might not be able to send them to training due to staffing, monetary issues. But we try to provide that training free of charge. All they have to do is attend the meeting.
That's awesome. I know as someone who grew up in Newton and Walton counties and learned to drive there, you never speed through Social Circle. Is that still the case?
You don't have to.
I've been around. Right, yeah. I've been around for a little while. What I try to tell people is, if it's something that you can remember that you're a human being first and foremost, obviously, this is a job. We want to make sure that people are getting safely from point A to point B. Generally, your speed is going to determine what happens. I can't speak for it because I'm not going to speak for every officer.
But don't speed.
Right. Don't speed. Give enough time for you to make it safely in case something happens, a wreck or something. We want you to be able to make it safely from point A to point B.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you both being on with us. And I know you have a meeting to get to, so we're going to skip over to Lindsay now with the CAC and let you guys go finish your important work with the City of Social Circle. Thank you for being on with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
How are you doing this morning?
Great. It's a sunny day, so that's a plus.
Yeah, it hasn't been down there in our area. So Lindsay is actually the person who I trained to take my position. I used to be a forensic interviewer with a Child's Voice CAC, and Lindsay has been doing a fantastic job from everything I've heard interviewing for the last, 8-9 years now?
9 years now. Yep,
yeah. So in addition to interviewing, what is your other role with the CAC?
I'm also the program director here, so I supervise our direct services team, which includes our other forensic interviewers, our family advocates, as well as our medical program. I also work with and partner with our different agencies and their supervisors to help make sure that our agencies are working well together, helping provide training to those partner agencies as well.
Gotcha. So when I was there, we had an MDT. Can you explain what an MDT is and how that's important?
Yes. So through the child abuse protocol, which both of our counties that we serve have, Newton and Walton counties, we have what's called a multidisciplinary team. And that's where all of the different agencies that respond to cases of child abuse work together to ensure that we're providing everything that we need for these families, for these children, so that they can heal, whether that be through the criminal justice system, whether that be through DFACS or mental health, and also making sure that we're pulling all of our resources together so that we're not being duplicative and also using resources that we don't need, and making sure that we're doing everything that we can for the children and families.
So we always try to focus on human trafficking in one of our segments for our community focus. And that's not the majority of the cases that you see, but can you tell us about a case that you've worked that is CSEC, right? Commercial sexual exploitation of children.
So it's definitely something that happens in our community. While it's not something that happens as much as it would in the more metro Atlanta area or Fulton County, it is something that we're seeing, that we've been seeing. And part of that, why we may not have seen it as much, is that our partners and community don't know how to identify it because it does look differently than most people might assume. But some of the situations that we've dealt with, specifically this one family, when the youth initially came in, it was for physical abuse allegations by the parents.